everybody. I trust you can see us and hear us and everything like that because I got a curious email from one of our regulars, and she said that the card was showing up, like the upcoming video was coming up and showing that we were going to be on at 8 p.m. But I checked it and it said 4 p.m. at my end, and obviously there's people here, so you guys all knew it was 4 p.m. as well. So I don't know what that's all about. YouTube does weird things these days. From one of our regulars. So it looks like we're all tuned in here. So hello, let's see who's here. We have, I need to turn this screen a little bit so I can see here. Okay, so we've got Inez is here, and Brenda, and Katie, Marjorie, Tamala, Patsy, Karen, Karen B, Charlotte, Cynthia, Barb, Stephanie is here, Faith, and Jen is here. So thank you all for the happy birthday greetings. Yes, today is my birthday. How could you miss it? It's not like I haven't been mentioning it a lot. Yeah, really. Julie's here. Hi, Julie. You're welcome, Julie.
Yeah, I looked it up. It says 4 p.m., so I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. Sue's here. There's Sue. Well, Sue, I saw you got on, but did you see my email, Sue? Because
I can't find it.
it all on our end, it said 4 p.m. as it always does. So I don't know. Weird. The only thing I can think of is it was Sue who mentioned it to me. Is maybe, Sue, something on your end is reading the wrong time zone? I don't know.
That seems weird.
It's really weird, yeah. Mona's here. Hi, Mona. Kim is here. Hi, Kim. Suzanne is here. Dan is here. Well, y'all came out for my birthday. How nice of all of you to do that. And yes, we had the pop-up sew day yesterday, the special one, and I had a good time, and I think everybody else did too. Hi, Colleen. And Kim says it's hot in Nova Scotia. What's it like? I haven't been out today, but
it's warm. It
says it's 28.
Humid. Yeah, it's warm. It's a bit humid. Actually, it started to rain, so.
Oh, okay.
But actually, it's pleasant.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Colleen, I mentioned Colleen. Patricia's here. Candace is here. Yeah. Thank you all for the birthday greetings. Very nice of you. We're going to talk a little bit more about my birthday. Of course we are. It's my birthday. Ah! Yeah. And I don't feel a day over 66. Because I just turned 67. I don't know how that happened. I do not feel 67 years old, and I guess that's a good thing.
How do you know what 67 feels
like?
Well,
I don't know. Maybe this is how 67 feels. I don't know. It's all fun and games until you fall down and break a hip, though, of course.
Yeah.
But, that kind of thing. But, God, I was just thinking to myself today, 3 years from now, I'm 70. How the hell did that happen? I'm going to have to double the moisturizer. That's all I can say about that. But, anyways, you'll get a kick out of my vlog when it goes up tomorrow when I do it. Because for those of you that were on the pop-up sew day yesterday, Elaine, one of our regulars, and Elaine is I referred to as our stalker, and some of you will know the story about that. But Elaine wrote a poem for my birthday, which was hilarious. Almost made me cry. And she sent me a recorded copy of it today, and so I'm going to have that play back tomorrow with some old pictures of me. Oh, you will get a scream out of that.
How old?
Well, one of them is a school picture from back in '99.
Okay.
I was cute. Still am. Just a little bit. And I had darker hair too. I had a little different hair.
You had hair that didn't move.
Well, still doesn't, but whatever, I did use a lot of product in those days. Mousse, hairspray, gel, all of the above, all at the same time. But, I didn't want to get caught in a windstorm because, oh my God, I didn't want my hair messed up. That was important to me. Still is.
You have to worry about the comb over.
I don't have a comb over. You can't have a comb over. So there you go. But yeah, it's kind of funny. So yeah, I've got one from '99, and there's one from well, there's the one on our wedding day. Oh, yes, that's something. We'll come to that in a minute. On our wedding day, and then the other two are ones. Well, one is people are going to laugh at it for sure, and I left it up there because it's one that I took a selfie not so long ago, and I got bug eyes hanging out, and
What about I have a picture of
oh,
you
with
in sitting, was it down when we went
oh,
on
with
that trip?
Walls Drugs in North Dakota.
Yeah, in 1984, I think.
Yeah, where I'm sitting next to those, they had those plaster women that were sitting outside of the front of the
And you
saloon.
had streaked hair.
Well, yeah, those were in my Flock of Seagulls days. Look, yeah.
You were skinny.
Yeah, and I was like 20 something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was a while ago, really. But anyways, that'll be fun. So be sure to check out the vlog when it goes up tomorrow with that, just to get a good laugh, because it is funny. Oh, Russ is here. We're in the middle of Operation Kitty Rescue here over here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is that Percy? What's going on with Percy, Russ? I hope nothing too serious. And it says, what is the system date on Sue's PC? I have no idea because her PC isn't here. It's at her place. Yeah. Barb says, Steve, you don't look a day over 66. Yeah. I know. Margaret's here. Hi, Margaret. Marjorie's here. Hi, Marjorie. And says, not funny. My 93-year-old mom fractured hip 6 weeks ago. I'm in upstate New York to care for her for this summer. Sorry to hear that, Marjorie, but it's still a joke and it's still funny, and you have to take these things as they come. But I'm very, yes, I know
it's
how
not
serious.
nice that your mother.
Yeah, it's we feel for you on that one. So, but don't yell at me because I say these things. I get really tired of that. You know, people don't have a sense of humor anymore. And everybody is super sensitive about everything. And at being 67 years of age now, I'm just going to say what I want to say. I do anyways, rather my age. And
I should have given you my t-shirt that says I do what I want.
yeah, really. And I'm not going to I'm not going to be pissed off about it. If people choose to be pissed off about these things, that's your prerogative. Don't make it mine.
Yeah, so, it's never a joke when somebody falls and breaks.
No, it isn't. But the whole thing is we take ourselves too seriously about things. But it's not like I'm making fun of her mother's situation or her situation, because I am not. I feel for you. I know what it's like. Been there with my own parents. Walter's mother had a permanently broken leg.
Yeah.
While she was in the nursing home. We know what you're going through, and it's not easy. And there isn't anything I can say or do that'll make it any easier for you. It is just a fact of life. So if we can't laugh in the face of horrible things, you know, we're going to go into despair. And that's possibly any worse.
Yeah, she's really bringing stuff.
Okay, Marjorie, you might want to be careful with the exclamation marks too. You know, I was an English teacher. Punctuation's important. You know, punctuation says a lot.
Picky.
Well,
you get picky, or
it's because I'm old. And if you want to get to my age, you just keep up comments like that because you won't see it. Anyways, Francis is here, and Thimble Hook and Shuttle is here, which is Iser. It was hot and cloudy in Las Vegas. Sue says, just check the YouTube app on the TV and it shows up that you're live. YouTube was not playing by the rules earlier. Yeah, there's some stuff going on with YouTube again. This happens all the time, Sue. So, anyways, but thanks for letting me know, though, just in case, because you never know. Yeah. You know, so I appreciate that. Hi, Angel. Kathy's here. Thank you, Kathy. Marjan is here. One of the best parts of aging, the realization that you don't care about a lot of stupid shit anymore. One of my favorites. Yeah, very true, Marjan. But isn't it funny? When we were all much, much younger, you know, when we were in our 20s and that, we were probably all a bunch of bastards. You know, when it came to old people, because oh my God, they're old, they don't know anything, and they're slow, and they're stupid, and they're always sick and everything. A little different now, isn't it? When we get up to that age, now we turn the back onto the young people and go, they're young, they're stupid, they don't know anything.
Marianne is sounds like a Dutch name, so
Marjan.
it's probably Marianne.
Oh, okay. Is it Marianne? Is it a Dutch name? Actually, last name looks like it could be Dutch background. So Walter's just correcting me on how to say your name correctly. If your name only doesn't has more than 3 letters in it, I'll probably say it wrong. Just saying. So Laurel's here. Hello, Laurel. She's having her same birthday weekend as my hubby. Oh, so what date is his? Is his today? Laurel? Angel says happy birthday. Thank you. Aging like fine wine. Yeah, like a red. Because men are like red wine. We age well. Women are like white wine. They turn to vinegar after 3 years. No. It's my party and I can say things like that. All right. So don't get huffy. You know I'm just joking.
Yeah, Marianne.
Oh, okay.
Not an E, not like Mar-E-N.
Oh, okay.
It's Marianne.
Marianne. Okay. I will probably blow that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jackie's here. Hi, Jackie. Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. Gloria's here. So thanks for the happy birthdays again. So anyways, today is also, or tomorrow is another special day in our calendar of events. Tomorrow is our 19th wedding anniversary. Although we don't do anything for it, because to us, that's not really our real anniversary. Our real anniversary is in December. What are you laughing at?
Men are like red wine. They stay in the carpet.
Oh, well, you know, you get to a certain age, you know, but let's remember, women get to a certain age, and if you make them laugh, they pee. So, of course, mind you, that happens to men too. So, yeah, just let it be a lesson. When you get older, replace all your carpeting with hardwood. It's easier to clean up. Julie says, Stephen, you're full of sass today. Love it. It's my birthday. I can be sassy if I want to. Yep. Aging like a fine wine. Wine. W-H-I-N-E. Yeah. True. Anyways, yeah. So tomorrow is our 19th wedding anniversary. That was what I like to refer to as payback to the breeders' date, because we invited, we had only one little table of gay guys. Everybody else were straight people. And most of them, or a lot of them, we'd been to their weddings over the years as well and gave them gifts. So it was their turn to give us gifts. So we don't really do anything for that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was 19 years ago.
I know. Wow. I know. Let's cut off your leg and count the rings to make sure. But
I still had hair.
This is true. You did. Mine was, well, maybe not as white as I am now, but it was white. So, anyways, yeah, let's take a look at what we had. Of course, the pop-up sew day yesterday, and a few lucky people won prizes. And I'm sure everybody that was there thinks I had it fixed, because I gave out 5 Amazon gift certificates throughout the day, and 4 out of 5 of them were won by Canadians. That has never happened. It's usually the other way around. It's usually all Americans, because the number of Americans that come to the pop-up sew days in ratio, proportion, whatever, in comparison to the number, that's the word I want, in comparison to the number of Canadians, well, the odds are in the Americans' favor. And so I don't know, but it was not fixed. Okay, it was random. So just the luck of the draw. Cost me less too, because the exchange rate. Let's see, backing up. Patsy says I can say that because I'm 77. What did Patsy say before? I missed it. Did I miss a comment Patsy made?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I'm just trying to put it, I can say that because I'm 77. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying at 77, but go for it, girl. Jeannie's here. Hi, Jeannie. They say hello to Mona. Hi, Mona. Monkey Man's here. Hi, Monkey Man. Joanne G is here. Joanne says, how did the two of you meet?
Well, usually that could be a loaded question.
Yeah,
However,
that's
not for us.
not for us. It's not a loaded question. We met the old-fashioned way. Personal column in the Toronto Star, which was a newspaper of the day. At that, he answered my ad. My ad said, I'd like to meet someone that I can abuse. That didn't work. Yeah, that's essentially how we met. Yep.
I think your ad said 26 professional male seeks male.
Oh, did I put in also extremely handsome, well educated,
I can't remember.
A real catch? No, I didn't put that in. Yeah, and you answered it. So that's how we met. Yep. Kim says, with the heat, I'm having embroidery machine issues. Thread is shredding and kinking up. Anyone else have problems like this in the heat and humidity?
Not really.
No, but our house is cool because we have AC.
Yeah.
So, geez, it must be really humid and hot. But what kind of thread do you use, Kim? Like what brand? Because that sounds weird.
Are you sure your needle size is correct?
Yeah. Well, she's no amateur.
No, I know.
So, I mean, like...
Oh, yeah, Kim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kim from the Atlantic Coast Embroiders. I don't know, that's weird. Thank you, Landa. And Joanne. And Jeannie. And Nancy's here. Thank you, Nancy. Patsy says at 77, most people are full of piss and vinegar. Yeah, well, we've earned it, haven't we? When you get up in the age, you know, you spent most of your life taking a lot of shit from a lot of other people, and you just get to a point, and I think it comes with age and with wisdom, and then just to the point where you figure, I don't give a shit, and you should say what you mean, what you think. I always told people when I retired, they asked me what I was going to do, and I said I was going to get a cane, and I go through the express line at the grocery store, and if somebody had more than 8 items, when the sign said 8 items or less, I was going to hit the counter with my cane and say, back of the line, go to another one, can't you rage, you stupid idiot? Have I done that yet? No. Do I want to do it? Yes. Charlotte's here. Hi, Charlotte. And Ceely's here. Hi, Ceely.
That and people blocking the aisles with their carts.
Oh, that's a thing. Have you noticed this?
Even today, I went to Farm Boy, and I was going to leave, and somebody comes out of the row where the cash register is, and they have a cart there, and her husband stands right in the middle between the cart and the pathway to get out, talking obliviously to his wife.
And this is a regular.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is a regular thing we have found, especially in the grocery stores, but actually in other places too. They've got their cart, they put it diagonally across the aisle, and they're standing there oblivious to anything else that's going around. You can't get around them. And there you are. And then you say, well, excuse me. And they give you this look like, oh my God, you've got your nerve.
Yeah, I had to move one lady because I wanted some whipping cream. And
that's important.
And she's standing there in front of the milk, looking and looking and looking. And I said, I said, excuse me. And she gave me a dirty look. And I said, well, geez, don't stand there and look forever at the milk.
Like, one of the problems is the aisles anymore, if you've noticed this, in grocery stores have gotten narrower because they're trying to get more crap in there. And in some cases, like if you go to the Great Canadian Superstore, which is a spin-off from Loblaws, which is one of our major we're going to gouge you till you die for money kind of places, they make the aisles so long and so narrow, it takes you forever to go up and out of one aisle. They run for miles. And when they're narrow like that, and there's somebody standing there and trying to decide which jam they want out of the 3 million jars of jam selection, at least that's what they think there must be, the way they're spending days picking it, and they've got their cart diagonal across the aisle. You can't physically get by them. And then you're trapped because you decide, all right, I'm just going to back up, go back down the way I came and go around. You can't because there's another one down there doing it. It's like they're
Or worse
sandwiching
still,
in.
they decide to restock the shelves in the middle of the
Oh,
afternoon
yeah.
and have a whole cart full of items on top of their cart, and you can't get through the aisle.
You know, or they've got those flatbed carts or
Yeah.
something, and they're piled high with, 12,000 boxes of potato chips that they're doing, and you can't get around them. They used to do that at night when the stores were
Yeah, I
closed.
know, but now the stores don't want to hire them at night.
I guess not. So yeah, it's I hate grocery shopping. I anymore because I never liked it in the first place, but I hate it even more now because it's an event and not a good event with it. Um Backing up here.
Also, there was a lady standing in front of the cheese, picking the cheese and looking and hemming and hawing over the cheese, and
It's cheese, lady.
I
Buy
sort of,
a cheese.
I just sort of pushed my way in.
Try the Gouda because it is.
It
for
was.
you.
They were looking at Gouda, and I mean, there's this much Gouda, and like, well, I don't know which one I get. Like, there's 3 there. Like,
Lick the label and see if you like it. Iser says, I so love my grandmother and her partners in crime. They were very interesting and exciting. I do my best to follow in their footsteps until they fall. Most of all, I now have purple hair. And why not? Why not? Seriously, I have thought of having a blue streak put in my hair on the side just for fun, but I haven't done it. I haven't done it.
it just looked like one of those gay guys.
Yeah, right. That's true. Well, I'll paint my nails to match. That seems to be a thing too.
Oh God, I don't know. All divorce. That's divorce court.
Oh, you heard it here first, people. Stay tuned next week. Purple nails. Patsy says to Kim, "Oh, I had that problem yesterday. I had lots of thread breaks every 5 to 6 stitches. After rethreading, changing needle cleans out. Turned off my machine and let it reset. Sewed fine. So humidity must affect them.
Yeah, well, it was Kim said that her air conditioning was busted, I think, in a previous message.
And she's using good thread.
Yeah, Isaac Cord or Marathon.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Colleen says it feels like 36 here in PEI, though it's only 29. But we're all bitching about the heat. And in 2 months, we'll be bitching about the cold.
That's Canadians for you. It's
Yeah.
too hot in the summer.
And it's too cold.
Too cold in the winter. and then in between, it's too rainy.
Yeah. Yeah. So are we ever happy?
I used to say that to people in the elevator when I used to go to work. And it's like, you're always complaining about the weather. And I said, since when do everybody say, it's a really nice day today? Very rarely you hear that. No, it's raining. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's too humid.
Well, that's something else old people complain about. It's the weather. So there we are. We're right in with the good crowd here. Landis says, I want purple hair too, but my GD said I was too old. GD. Granddaughter? Is that a GD? Trying to remember.
Goofy daughter.
Goofy daughter. And Patsy says, no, she was talking about, the 5-6, okay. Francis says, in the early 90s, my mom said she was happy to turn 50 so she could say what she wanted and act accordingly without repercussions. I'm 63. When do I get to be 50 like her? Well, you can be 50 like her now if you want to. And you know what it is? If you say something like that, when you're in the say, like you walk down an aisle, like in a grocery store, and I say in the car there, and you could say out loud, I don't understand why people always block the aisle. They won't say anything to you, but they'll move the cart real quick. They may give you a dirty look, but then they look at you and look at your age and they figure, it's not worth it. They're going to be dead tomorrow anyways. Or maybe that's just me. Thinks that. I don't know. Inez hates grocery shopping because I hate cooking. Well, okay. That would work. Do you like to eat though, Inez? I mean, at some point, you got to do it. Unless you've got a cook. I'd like a cook. That would be, I have Walter. Yeah. Barb says she absolutely hates shopping at a superstore because they're long aisles. It was a lot better when they had a break halfway down. Yes, exactly, Barb. That's what I'm saying too. You are trapped in that maze and you can't get out. And they do that on purpose because they want you to go buy everything in that because you may be an impulse buyer. You'll buy something down there. That's all planned. It's kind of the IKEA thing, get you through the maze kind of thing. So you see everything, and you purchase things you didn't know you really needed. Kathy does her grocery shopping online. Then I just go there and they put it in my cart, no extra charge except for bags. I've tried that once or twice during COVID, and actually it worked out pretty good.
It worked out pretty good, but sometimes they substitute stuff on you that I don't really like. And some of it, sometimes, I mean, I know you can go back in and return it or whatever, but that's a nuisance when you have to do that. So,
yeah. Now, Kathy or Carol says their stores stock at night, which means that if you shop in the afternoon, the shelves for sale items are empty. So I guess there is that too. That's a bit of a disadvantage. But I don't know. I guess,
and they always are stocking the stuff that I want.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Home Depot. You go to Home Depot and then they close the entire aisle off because they're taking something off the top shelf. And it's always the aisle that I want to go down.
Yeah, I know. Jen says, no power in Houston. Hot, hot, hot. How are you on the internet if you don't have power?
Wow, she's got an iPhone or...
Oh, yeah, okay. Shart says, I vote yes on the blue streak, Stephen. Actually, I've been thinking not a blue streak, just a little blue at my temples. Then people will think someone hit me with a baseball bat and that's a bruise. And then I can point to him and go, spousal abuse. Yeah.
Well, no, then it'll be red.
Yeah. I can't say her name now.
I'm sure she doesn't care. Okay.
Well, I'm just going to call, she's my Marjan now. Blue streak, yes, but somewhere with hair, the side might be an issue. Oh, yeah, maybe it's a little short there. So, yeah, maybe it would, I don't know.
Yeah, there isn't that much there.
Not much there either. And I don't mean his hair. Yeah, right. Go away. Go away. Your signature expression, everybody knows. Walter, go away. Stephanie says, I want blue in my hair. Well, yours, you've got lots of it. It would look good in your hair.
What color is your hair?
She's blonde. She's a natural blonde. She's enhanced blonde. Oh, it's over 100 in Colorado.
Ooh.
Yeah. GD is granddaughter. Okay. Patsy says Americans complain about the weather too. If it's dry, we want rain. If it's rainy, it's too much. Same with hot and cold. Yeah, well, we're people. That's what humans all do, don't they? Nancy, she's bad with temperatures. I live in is that Wisconsin? No. Guess WI? What's WI? Is that Wisconsin? And I hate it when it's over 75. Yep, I only like it from 40 to 75. Sue says her Aunt Helen had purple hair in the 60s. It wasn't really a trend, just not knowing how to use her hair rinse. Yeah, the blue hair rinses. Remember all the old ladies had the blue hair rinse thing? Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie. Barb says, I found the best time is shopping on a Friday night. All the crazies are out partying. Yeah, but I've heard where it was a thing a few years ago, single men go shopping on a Friday night or something looking for pickups. And apparently it works, especially in the produce section. I hear they stand near the eggplants. And you hold one up to a lady and you say, could you help me? Do you think this is big enough? Well, some people get it.
That's new. YouTube is counting the characters in my chat.
Huh?
It's counting how many characters she's writing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, it does that. That's happened for quite a while on there. Yeah, so because you're only allowed up to, I think, 200 characters in a chat line, and then it won't. You can't type anymore without going to a new chat.
It's sort of like Twitter.
Yeah, but that's not new. That's been there for quite a while. Katie says, Teresa says, no, not blue, like little old lady silver blue. Well, I wouldn't pick the little old lady color of blue, but I like blue. Um,
Is
Wisconsin,
that a
yeah.
blue job then?
Yeah. Yeah, I was right. It's Wisconsin. That,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, Barb says it's always been there. You only allowed 200 characters. Yeah. Uh, Hello, Janet Lloyd. My grandmother, Barb says, came home from the beauty parlor with either blue or purple hair. Well, she was ahead of her time, I guess. But anyways, so yeah, so we've talked now about my birthday. We've talked, we're coming back to my birthday. You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? But before we get there, I'm going to show you what I worked on the pop-up sew day yesterday. I got this top done. Now it needs to be, of course, quilted. This was a kit that I bought at a place called the Quilter's Cupboard, which is a quilt store north of us. Takes about, what, 40 minutes to get there?
Yeah.
About, approximately. We don't go there very often, but I saw this. I didn't need another kit. I have a whole bunch of kits that I've had for quite a while that I've never done anything with. But it was Christmas. I liked the panel.
It was colorful.
It was very colorful. And the way they had it, it was very cleverly laid out in the packaging. The way they had folded the fabric in it, it really
looked
showed.
Really appealing.
Yeah, it did. And so, of course, it got me. So I bought it. And for the most part, now, first of all, when you buy kits, you know what you may have a problem with. I've bought many kits over time, and I have been shortchanged on fabric, and I've been very careful with my cutting because they are kits. And especially from this particular quilt store, I had some problems with some kits I bought in the past from them. And I mentioned that to them, and I told the story before. So long story short is they told me, because they have new owners now, they said, yes, there were problems. I think they had one particular employee that I don't know if still works there or not, but was shortchanging people on the fabric in the kits. So the lady who actually cut the fabric for this kit, I was talking to her there, and she said, if you have any problems, you just let me know. She says, we'll make it right. Well, there was actually the other extreme. I had an abundance of fabric left over from this. So, that's good because, if you make mistakes, not that I've ever make a mistake, I always do perfect. But this had templates, paper templates you had to cut out, put together, and use. And I didn't really realize that when I purchased it, but I don't like working with templates at all. But anyways, I managed to work, and it went together okay. The only thing I added to this was the outside border, the outer border, because I really thought it needed a border. Although it seems right now the trend is, so I've been hearing on various YouTube channels, no borders. And I don't know, to me a quilt just doesn't look finished unless it's got a border. So that's just me. But anyways, yeah, that one's sitting waiting to be done on Lucy, and I thought I was getting ahead of the game, but nope. I've added a few more quilts to the pile for Lucy, so someday I'll get them done. I don't want that picture yet. So that's what I was doing. What were you doing? What did you
I
work
was
on?
trying to get that shirt going that I was working on before that. I had trouble with the sleeve, and I did get the sleeve on. I still had a little bit of problem, but I did get the sleeve on. And so I'm not quite, I'd started working on the collar on it, but I wasn't working too diligently yesterday. I was listening to what everybody was saying. So
Eavesdropping on the conversation, right?
mm-hmm.
But okay, so anyways, but I know a lot of people got things done yesterday, so that's great. I'm glad you did. Everybody's liking that. Okay. Let's see. Cute quilt. Yep. Nice, beautiful. Nice job on the kit. Love that quilt top. Can't wait to see it quilted. And as his favorite time of the year, Christmas. Everybody's loving it. Okay. Russ says, okay, Operation Kitty Rescue was a success. Okay, Russ, are you going to explain to us what you mean by this?
That sounds like it's a cat stuck in a tree or something.
Yeah, is that what it was, Russ? Percy's back home. Okay, so was it Percy? No, that was Barb that said that. Um, Pace says, oh, Pace here. Hi, Pace. Yep, I'm having a good day. Um,
Apologizing for his spelling now.
who is?
Base. She spelled
Oh,
they
I'm getting pretty used to seeing people spell it the wrong way that I don't even know. I didn't even notice it. Yeah. But thanks for correcting it anyways. Colleen says, glad to hear the kitty rescue is a success. Okay. Did I miss something?
well, a cat was stuck in the tree.
Who? Where?
A cat was stuck in the tree.
Oh, 'twas a cat stuck in a tree. Oh,
Twas the
okay.
night before Christmas. And
'Twas the night and all for the house. So it wasn't a Percy incident. Okay. It was some other cat. Uh, Monkey Man says, I always love borders. I feel it frames the quilt. Yeah, that's my feelings. A quilt should be framed with a border, Jen says. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's true, Karen. Points get cut off sometimes with a binding. Yeah, you need a little break, I think, between your binding anyways in the central part of your quilt. Hi Linda, thank you. Yeah, I love playing hooky from work to join all your Saturday finish 3 charity quilts. Yes, Julie took the day off her job just to be at the pop-up sew day. I feel absolutely honored by that, Julie. Oh, Russ says Percy doesn't like the outdoors. That's probably just as well. Our Cleo was not an outdoor cat either. When I was a kid growing up, we had a cat that was an indoor-outdoor cat, and I spent so much time worried about the cat. When we'd be looking for the cat to come in at night, cats, it's night. They go, night hunting. Didn't want to come in. And my mother loved cats too, and she would be panicking about where our cat was and the whole bit. But when we had Cleo was always an indoor cat, but also she was too pretty to be outdoors. Some Tom would come along and look at her and go, "You're a cute little." Well, she wasn't that little, but you're a fluffy, beautiful little blonde, aren't you? I know what I want to do to you. No. Of course, she might have killed it because she didn't play well with others.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? But anyways, yeah. So that's what we were working on. We had a good day at Pop-Up Sew Day. We did the social review this past week, and if you missed it, that's where Stephanie and Russ and Shannon from Slay Art, Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches, Russ from Quilt Meets World, and Walter and I, we all get together once a month and we talk about some subject. And we talked about our sewing machines, what we like, we didn't like, our brands, what you should look for when you're buying a sewing machine, and all this kind of stuff, and horror stories with it. And so if you didn't catch that, if you go to Russ's channel, Quilt Meets World, you can find the replay there for that. Oh, we're getting a warning. Heat wave is being extended until July the 15th, 8:36. Thank you, Alexa, for that information, you stupid. Whatever. I don't know if anybody else has an Alexa and it tells you all these stuff, but I get it almost feels like it's a hourly update on the weather conditions and what to be worried about. Heat wave. We're having a heat wave.
Been hot here.
Yeah, really. It's summer. Heat happens. Yeah. So anyways, check out the social review if you didn't catch us on last Wednesday night. So you're probably wondering what I got for my birthday.
Well, I didn't know what to get.
I know he didn't. So, and actually, thanks to the enablers on Sewing with Stephanie and Steven, which, by the way, is coming up, of course, this coming Wednesday, as it always does. Start at 9, run till about 4. All are welcome. Links in the show notes for that one. So, we enable each other. People show things that they think are good, or, of course, I have a few on there that like to tease me. Jan, are you here?
I haven't seen her.
I haven't seen Jan pop up today. But she always has some things that I should buy, and the thing is, I do. I'm easily persuaded. Well, somebody, it wasn't Jan, I think it was Ellen, who showed this little vacuum cleaner. And it is so cool. And I'm going to talk about it on Idiot Quilter in a little bit more detail, like why you need one for your sewing room. But it's light, it's compact, and it's rechargeable battery in it, and it sucks really well, too. So they were going, well, show it to Walter. He can get that for you. So I did, and he did. So I got my vacuum, and actually I do have pictures of this. Just let me find them here so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. So that's the little vacuum, that little cube right there. It comes with a couple of extensions for the hose, a crevice tool and a brush thing. And it works really well. I love it. And it is so lightweight. So, I have threads and things and little killer dust bunnies that get into spots where a regular vacuum can't get in. This gets right in there and sucks them up. And it's really great with my 3D printers because they have what we call filament poop. It's little pieces of filament that come out that the nozzle expels when it's setting up, and little pieces that come off as it's working. So that's called filament poop. And this picks up the poop really well. And then next to it, you can see my other gift. I love baskets. I love plastic baskets.
Well, I saw these at Costco earlier this week or whatever. And then I went back to Costco to get a few things. And he says, well, check those baskets out. And so I thought, I didn't know if the sizes were right for him or not, but I thought, well, I'll just get it for him for his birthday. So
it was a variety pack, and I forget how many baskets are in
14.
it. 14. Is it 14? And they're various sizes. There's even a couple in there that are round as well. But I use baskets for lots of things. And I usually go to the dollar store to buy, there's a particular blue basket that I like. But they used to be like $1.25. Well, it used to be $1 at Dollarama. Then they went to $1.25, then $1.50. Now I think they're $2.25 or $2.50.
Depends on the size, I think.
Yeah, but the ones that I buy, I always buy the same size on that. So they're getting expensive, and I don't know where they all go, because I keep buying a lot of them, but I use them to hold everything. When I'm doing a quilt project, they're great for that, for pieces and whatnot. They're great for storage. I love them. So these ones are a little bit bigger than the size I usually buy. Some of them are, but I'm using them right now. I love my baskets. So yeah, those were two great gifts. But Walter gave me another gift, but I don't think yes, I do. He gave me a new beard trimmer. Now, you're going to think, well, why? Well, I have a beard. But I have another beard trimmer, and it works okay, but the head on it pops off. Usually when you're dragging it down the side of your face in the middle of your beard, and when the head drops off it, you don't stop quick enough and you have a great big hole in your beard. So this is one you use, isn't it?
I have one just like it. And they're not particularly expensive. But I like the one I have. And he was been talking about getting something different for himself. And so I went out and bought this one thinking that, well, maybe, it's not that expensive. So it's not like if it doesn't work for him, it doesn't work. But I mean, I thought I could give it a try and see if it works for him. Okay.
And it came with a variety of different size heads on it. And it has one that's you can leave on and adjust, which is the one I'm going to be using. And they fit on there really tight. And of course, it's rechargeable. But it also comes, bonus, it has basically it's an electric razor head. So, they say for shaving your neck and that and other body parts, I suppose. We won't get into that. But it also has what you call a nose picker. You get to a certain age, hair grows out of places that you never had hair before. Okay? Let's face it, we all have that problem. So that's just a little bonus
Well,
item.
actually, I didn't really buy it for that because the other ones that they had available, I didn't really like. So I thought, well, I just get this
Yeah.
one.
I mean, I don't think I'll be probably using it for that purpose. I have a different thing for that. But anyways, and I didn't take a picture of it. He also got me a bottle of beard oil, and I do use beard oil. It's a little different brand than what I usually use, but I'll give it a shot with that. And you might say, well, why do you use beard oil? Well, according to my hairdresser, she's the one that put me onto it. She says it makes the hair in your beard a little softer. And since mine is kind of wiry because it's gray, and gray hair tends to be a little bit, I don't know, wiry, I guess. And I think it was poking out her eye when she trims my beard every time. So I've been using it ever since. And I quite like using the beard oil. So, yeah. So these were my birthday gifts, and I'm quite happy to have them. And they are things that I will definitely use. I don't like, um, oops. I don't like, uh, you know, things that you sit on your shelf and have to dust. I'm not into tchotchkes. That's the word I wanted with it. But then I got a...
He is difficult to buy for.
Oh, and you're not?
No, I'm not saying that I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You're more difficult to buy for than me because you don't even
Actually,
give me
you
a
got
hint.
me was at not last year, but the year before you got me because we talked about it. Is
Oh, the
the
dash
dash
cam.
cam, which I'm glad I had when I had an
Yeah,
accident.
yeah. But I don't like buying somebody a gift that is just something stupid. That's, oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah, I know. I'm not really into that either.
No.
So
But I did get a surprise in the mail on Friday. And you're going to possibly laugh at this, but I'm not laughing at it because I love this. This came from Sue Northfleet. Yes, I'm calling her out because she deserves, because Sue is more than just a subscriber. Sue is a friend as well. And she shouldn't have done this. But this is what I got in the mail. Insert laughter here. Why, and questions. Why did you get A1 sauce? Well, I'll tell you why. A1 sauce is one of my favorite steak sauces. Yes, I put steak sauce on my steaks. I am sorry, but I like my steak with sauce. I will not, unless I was really, really desperate, put ketchup on a steak. I do draw the line. I have my standards. But A1 I love. But the problem is, this has been lately very difficult to get in our area for some reason. I mean, it was readily available in most grocery stores up until, well, the last time we went looking for it.
yeah, I had to go quite a few places before I found some.
And you only found it in one place.
Yeah.
And it was a hunt for that. But I had meant, before Walter found that, I had mentioned one day that, what is this? Why are we suddenly not having A1 in our sauce? I mean, it's an American product.
And even the one that I found, they had like one bottle left.
So this package arrived and it was heavy. And I saw that was from Sue, so I opened it up and I just laughed my head off about this, but I will definitely be using this for sure. No doubt about it. And the only thing that really gets my goat is what Sue had to pay for postage for this. The postage was more than what the A1 sauce probably cost. So this makes it liquid gold for me now. I will be using it sparingly, but often.
Plus, we can't get it in glass bottles.
Or that size a bottle.
Yeah, or
those,
that size, yeah.
Because they're 15 ounces.
Yeah.
Like that's 850 grams per bottle, or 425 grams per bottle. So yeah, we can't get it in that size either. So,
well, we can't get it, period.
Well, yeah, that's the other problem.
And you know, it's weird because it's a Heinz product.
Yeah, I know.
We do get Heinz product.
Yeah. Well, we were able to get this. We could even get it at one point.
They have another version of Heinz sauce that you can get. I'm not sure what it's called. It's like Heinz steak sauce or
Well,
something.
HP.
Not
No,
HP.
HP's not Heinz.
It's
No,
a different one. It's not A1. It looks more like a tomato.
looks like a tomato.
No, it looks a lighter color than A1 sauce. I forget what it's called.
Oh,
It's like Heinz sauce.
oh, I don't know what it is. I can't picture.
It says I was afraid you'd think that I'd lost my mind when you said that.
Yeah, I did think you'd lost your mind, Sue, but I really appreciated it, and yeah, I had to call you out on this one because well, I'm not calling you out in a negative sense. I'm calling you out in a positive sense because I really
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you very much.
I really appreciate it very much so. Um, so let's see. I'm just catching up here. Oh, Shannon's here. Hi, Shannon. That's just congratulations, congrats on surviving another year with Stephen, Walter.
Uh, he's probably, you should be probably congrats. She's survived another year with me.
I know they all have this idea, you know.
I can be a pain.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, and I'm used to him.
You learn survival skills after over 40 years. You learn, you know, like I always say, you pick the mountain you pick the
Like
mountain you want
today
to
when I
die
went
on.
to Canadian Tire,
Again.
I said I want to get a bag of grub out, and he said, "Rub out." I said, "Grub out."
And then he said he was going to serve it as an appetizer for my birthday dinner tonight. So, yum. I hear they're soft and
No.
chewy.
I thought I'd get some grubs. Dig his grubs out of the lawn. You know, homemade.
Oh, escargot. How come this escargot is white and curly like that? That doesn't look like escargot I've ever had before. Never mind, just eat it. It's good for you.
I had to say grub out 3 times before he got grub out instead of rub out.
Yeah. Oh, and it says great information about the sewers. Sowers.
Sewers.
Oh, about the okay, I was going to say
sewers.
Same thing. I don't know. Whatever.
That's why when you used to get the sewers box, I said, "Is that sewers box or
sewers box?" Yeah. Well, it did get a little shitty at times. Ingrid's here. Hi, Ingrid. Barb says, "Did you get a bottle of high karate?" No. I have my standards.
High karate is gross. Actually, and polo.
Oh yeah, those two are the Tommy Helflinger there. That one's gross too. Those ones. Oh yeah, but polo's really bad.
We used to go to bars, and you could smell polo throughout.
Oh, it was people would just bathe in it. Oh, it was horrible. With that, no, I do have a scent that I've used for years that I absolutely love, and it's very difficult to get. In fact, the only place I can get it now is online from one of those fragrance places, and it is the real stuff. I make sure of it. Fragrance X is the name of the website, and I ordered it from them, but it's Aramis by Estee Lauder makes it. You used to be able to buy it at the Bay, which is a big department store chain here in Canada, although the Hudson Bay Company actually.
Yeah, and then it went to Holt Renfrew, which is a luxury
store.
Actually, it was really funny because he'd go into Holt Renfrew because it's a luxury store, and you buy a pair of socks for $250 or $300 in there. But anyway, he'd go in there and buy his Aramis, and they'd give him a little bag.
They give me a little foo-foo bag. I love that. I go in. It's on a major street in Toronto, downtown, where there's several high-end stores there, kind of thing. Tiffany's is on there, Gucci, all that kind of stuff, right? It's sort of Toronto's version of Rodeo Drive. And you go into Holt Renfrew, and they're standing there, and all the sales help. The ladies are all dressed really nicely, and the men are too. And as Walter says, $250 for a pair of socks. That kind of thing. And you'd go into the men's fragrance department, and someone would, Walter's pointing at an ad. We're trying to avoid an ad. And Yeah, you get them at the counter and they, can I help you, sir? And I went, yes, I would like a 120 milliliter bottle of Aramis. Would you prefer the splash or the spray? And I said, I would like the spray, please. Thank you very much. And actually, no, I used to buy
You buy the
the
splash,
splash
yeah.
then. I can't get the splash on this other side I go to, so I have to get the spray. And you'll probably wonder, what's the diff? You use less. It's more, you're better able to control a splash than you are a spray, because the spray just goes, and the splash you can kind of put out because it's got a little tiny little hole, just a little bit, rub it around and touch it into your vulnerable spots, kind of a thing with it. And but that's what I've used for years. I absolutely love Aramis. So yeah, that's my scent. I tried other things over the years, like Dracoir Noir was
Actually, I
popular for a
stopped
while.
using stuff.
Yeah, you should really think about it.
A lot of people say that you're not supposed to have no scents, right? So I don't use scents anymore.
Ah, hell with them. I'm old. I don't care if they're going to die. That's their problem. They should stop breathing then when I walk into a room.
I don't smell it anymore. Well,
Well, well, no, you said the other day when we went out for a walk, you smelled it.
yeah, I did. That's the first time in a long time.
No, well, I wear it every day with it. But I used to always tell the boys that when they came back from Christmas holidays, when the young, like the grade nines, they all got cologne at Christmas time, and it was god awful, and they put half a bottle on. And I used to say to them, boys, can you smell the cologne you're wearing? Oh, yeah. I said, you got on too much then. If you can smell it on yourself, you're wearing too much. So, and it's gross. If you're going to wear cologne,
I
wear
had
the
an
stuff.
uncle that used to have like so much cologne on, you'd smell him a mile away.
My uncle used to use high karate. Yeah,
Yeah.
or brute. Brute, remember brute?
Mm.
Oh god, that stuff was gross. I think the very first
Old Spice.
Oh yeah,
Old Spouse.
I that reminds me of the old spouse, yeah. That reminds me of my grandmother. At Christmas time one year, uh my mother, what was it? What did I get? It was a bottle of booze. I mean, I was legal age or something, and I think, it was probably a bottle of Courvoisier, but or no, it couldn't have been. Something came in a special bottle. It had a shape, and I remember my grandmother saying, "Oh, is that Avon?" No, Grandma, it's booze. Because my grandmother was a teetotaler. Well, sort of. In her later life, she did take a few glasses of wine when my father put it down to her. Oh, my sister. She just texted me. She finally realized it was my birthday. Hope you're having a great birthday today. Sorry I didn't text you earlier in the day, but we were all at the cottage and very busy. Anyway, wishing you love and many more birthdays to come. Well, that's nice. Always an excuse. What were you doing at the cottage on my birthday? You should have been sitting around and honoring my memory. Whatever. But anyways.
She's losing it anyways.
Oh, I know she is. My sister's crazy. No, no, that was nice of her. Anyways, so yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked, I think, somewhere in there where you got the little vacuum. Well, Amazon, of course.
Yeah, actually, when this goes up for replay, I put the link in the show notes today. So when this goes up to replay after the live is over, you'll be able to find it there.
However, Canadian Tire did sell it. Somebody said about Canadian Tire.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian Tire does sell it, but it was like $25 more than Amazon. So.
Oh, and also if you're going to get one on Amazon, they'll have two prices for this particular one. One is $149. That's the one I have, and the other one's about $93. The difference is the $93 one does not come with the battery and the charger, because this is one of those systems. It's called Works, WORX, and they make tools, and they have like the interchangeable the batteries for other tools you can have. So if you didn't need the charger and the batteries, then you can just buy the vacuum without that. But
if you can get it in the US, Amazon.com, It's probably a lot cheaper.
Oh, it's probably a lot cheaper than yeah.
what we have to pay for it.
Yeah, than here. Well, yeah, it would be for sure. Definitely a lot cheaper on the States one. Philip is here. Hi, Philippa. Hope you had fun at your BSH party. Sorry, couldn't make it.
My birthday sewing party.
Oh,
or whatever.
Must be Aussie. But I think we know what you mean. You meant at my birthday bash, pop-up sew day, probably. Yes, we did. We had a good time. We missed you, Philippa.
Yeah, no problem. It's sometimes people can't make it.
Yep. Yeah, that's okay. You weren't on any obligation. I will hate you for the rest of your life, but it's okay. Not to worry. No. Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. Janice is here. Hi, Janice. Barb says, my guess would have been Canadian Tire. Yeah. Russ says, speaking of dollar store, this week I learned the UK equivalent. It's called pound store. I laughed way too hard with that. No, I know. I've seen that on videos. The pound store.
No, we've been to a pound store when we were.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah. We went to a pound store.
They're disappointing.
Yeah.
They're not as good as dollar stores here.
No, they're it's because things cost £1.
Yeah.
Which for us is like $2. So, or whatever, maybe $1.70. I don't know what the exchange rate is now. Jean E is here. Thank you, Jean E. Barb says, I prefer Béarnaise sauce on my steak. Oh, I love Béarnaise sauce.
I mean, and if you go to Vietnam, Russ, they're called dong stores.
Well, I went to the dong store and got a pound. Oh, we amuse ourselves too much. Sue says, I was afraid you'd think I'd lost my mind. Oh, yeah, we saw it. No, I didn't. Well, no, I didn't think you lost your mind. Just catching up here. Heinz 57. Oh, it was Heinz 57?
No, it wasn't Heinz 57.
No,
I don't think it was.
I used to eat Heinz 57. I still like Heinz 57. I like to mix my steak sauces around, you know.
I think it's just called Heinz steak sauce.
Maybe. I don't know. There is one that's sort of but I think it comes from Britain, and it sort of looks like Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, Worcestershire sauce. But it's Liam. No, that's Worcestershire sauce.
No, you're right. It's Heinz 57.
Oh, it is Heinz 57? Yeah. When I was a kid, that was my go-to sauce for everything.
And then when you get HP sauce a lot,
HP. I like HP.
Which we used to call horse piss.
Yeah, horse piss sauce. This HP is by appointment to His Majesty. Now, Heinz 57, A1. There's one by Heinz 57 or by HP, which is called fruity sauce. Fruity sauce. I like that one on occasion too. What's this? All these messages.
You can only get it from British
stores.
British suppliers.
Yeah, and
you got the keg sauce.
Oh, keg sauce. I love keg sauce. The problem is, okay, first of all, you can't get it in the States either because you don't have kegs in the.
There are a few kegs in the States.
There are?
Yeah, there are.
Oh, I didn't realize that they had kegs in there because they're Canadian, aren't they?
Well, they used to be. Well, they were Cara. And Cara sold out to some other company, but I don't know who.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, yeah, keg sauce, and we used to be able to get the keg sauce at in the grocery store too, and then it was just Walmart where you get it. And now you can't get it at all.
I think Walmart still might have it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Because last time we looked for it.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like my steak sauces. Okay. Let's see what else here. Oh, Sue says she was at Sam's and it just jumped into her basket. Debbie Dobbins is here. Hi, Debbie. Thanks, Mr. Stephen, for enabling me to buy the portable vacuum. I had been looking for one to keep on the cutting table to suck up the fuzzies when I cuddle fabric. Yeah. Well, it was Ellen on our sew days on Wednesdays who got us into it first. She showed it. So, yeah. I think it's worth the money myself.
Yeah, actually, it seems to work pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Now Walter will want one. Not that he vacuums anything in his room. Pace says Holt Renfrew is the Canadian version of Selfridges in Britain, owned by Weston family. Yeah, it's not owned by the Weston family anymore, Pace.
Selfridges isn't owned by Weston. I don't
No,
know who owns it.
I don't know.
Holt
They sold
Renfrew.
it.
Yeah.
They sold it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to own Selfridges, and we've been there. We have been to Selfridges
When it was owned by the Westons.
when it was owned by the Westons. Yes. Barb says David Beckham smells good. I mean his fragrance. Oh, I was going to say Barb. I didn't know that you knew Beckham. Got that close to him to sniff him. Hope it was after he took a shower. Pat says my husband likes.
You smell good. What do you got on?
My husband likes P.S. Paul Sebastian. Yeah, it does smell good. I've never heard of that one. Paul Sebastian. Yeah, what do you got on? Yeah, that's an old joke. And Faith says, do you have Prime Days on Amazon this coming week? Yes, we do. In fact, they've already started sending me stuff that I can get in advance of Prime Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dong Store, Barb. Yep, that's what it's called, Dong Store. Because that's their currency, the Dong.
Yeah. Vietnam dong.
Yeah.
And you get like millions of dong for $1.
Yeah, it's like you go in and, because we've been to Vietnam, and you walk into a store and you see these astronomical amounts, like 1,000 dong for, a pack of gum or something or whatever.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah. And it's just a few cents.
Yeah.
Basically. Josie's here. And
Makes you feel rich when you're there.
Yep. And I always want to call her Nadia, but it's not Nadia. It's Naida. She's happy birthday, she says. Thank you for that as well. So anyways, that was my birthday presents and my A1 sauce. And yeah, what's for my birthday dinner tonight? You might want to know what Walter's making me. What are you making me, Walter?
Lobster.
Yes, we're having lobster
salad.
tails and salad. And he made a pie.
It is actually a giant tart.
Excuse me, is that supposed to be some kind of
big
comment?
tart.
Big tart. It's big tart. Well,
It's a pie-sized tart.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberry. It looks delicious. He made it last night actually, for that. So he asked me if I wanted a piece last night, and I said no. I did, but no. I want to save it for tonight. And he was off to Farm Boy and bought some. That's where you saw the lady that was pondering over the Gouda section. So we've got some
I was
cheese.
trying to figure out what to get for appetizers because, we've been getting dips lately, and so far he's dipped out. And
dipped out.
I didn't see anything I really liked that much, so I bought a variety of cheeses and some other stuff.
Yes. So, and we do have a bottle of champagne-like wine because it didn't come from, is Nadia on here? Or Nadine on here? Because she'd be after me.
It's Spanish champagne.
Oh, well,
It's not from Champagne.
No.
So it's sparkling.
So it's not a champagne. So, yeah. We've had that bottle for quite a while, actually. Because we had a bottle of it for your birthday. We did. We bought 2 bottles. We only drank 1. Yeah. So we saved the other one. So there we go. And Julie says, you'll enable me too. Bought the compressed air for sewing machine and sent hubby to the liquor store for potato vodka, 3 big bottles. Yeah, for everybody's, what she's talking about, if you weren't on the pop-up the other day, we were talking about starch and how hard it is to get liquid starch for quilting. The brands that everybody was buying before, they don't seem to be making a lot of them. And if you can find them, like on Amazon or any place, they're an astronomical amount of money for a gallon, like $28 plus, at least in Canadian dollars, and that kind of thing. Now, I don't use starch. The only thing I use, and I use it very sparingly, is as what we commonly refer to, Stephanie and Russ and Shannon and I, magic juice, which is acorn pressing solution, which is really great. It's not cheap though either if you're going to use it on a regular basis. But it's like for a gallon bottle of that here in Canada, if you can find it, in that is about $80 Canadian. Um, and you see, the problem is you might get a little cheaper in the States, which is ironic because it's made in Canada. It's a Canadian product, but they won't ship it because
You can
it's a
buy
liquid.
industrial starch at Cleaner Supply.
Yeah, I looked that up yesterday and told everybody about that. Yeah, but it's a gallon. That's still like fairly pricey.
A gallon for $25, for $26.
Well, they were saying they were getting a gallon of that in when it was available for a lot less than that.
Oh, wow.
So, like a lot less. So, I don't know. But anyway, so that's what, so this is coming up with this, make
I'm
your
sure
own.
that vodka is not going to be any cheaper.
No, but it's more fun because, 1 part vodka to 4 parts water for the starch mixture, and then 2 parts in you. So, or whatever. I don't know.
QW says 40 years together. Maybe someday you can show us some old pictures. Yeah, I got a few of those.
Problem with our pictures of those days, we both had
They're not digital.
No, but we both had 35mm cameras, and we took slides.
Yeah, well, I have a few that I caught. Remember those ones that we took at Wall Drug, South Dakota? And the next year we went to the East Coast and drove
Cape Breton, the
Cabot Trail.
Cabot Trail, yeah. Words fail me. Yeah. So
when I was like skinny.
Yeah, when we were both skinny.
And had hair.
And you had hair. Yes, and I
had. It wasn't gray.
And I had a little darker hair. Not that much darker though.
No, he went gray pretty early.
I was going gray in my early 20s.
Hair quite a while.
Yeah.
Quite a while. In fact, I still kind of, what's there is still kind of dark. It's a little more salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Still have some.
Yeah. Marjan says, I use half vodka, half water, cheap vodka. Yeah.
We still have 2 slide projectors.
Yes.
I'm not sure we haven't used them in 1,000 years.
No,
so.
And we have a couple of screens too of the, kind of thing as well. Yeah. Technology has changed, hasn't it? Yeah, with all that. So, anyways, tomorrow we are going off to our friends in Toronto to spend the day with them and stay overnight, and then we'll come home on Tuesday. We're going to do a little walkabout in downtown Toronto because they live right downtown Toronto.
We've known them
for as long as we've been together.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, we met them right after we'd been together, and so they've been together as long as us. In fact, they may have been together a little longer than us. So, yeah. I mean, they're a little older than us, not by a heck of a lot. I think, how old's Bill now?
He's in his 70s, isn't he?
71? His birthday is just, he had his birthday too this month. And I'm trying to think, he's either 71 or 72. There we go. 4 old men. Downtown Toronto. Watch out for the walkers. Well, none of us are on walkers yet. So, we haven't been downtown Toronto since, I was trying to think.
That's the last time we went to see them.
And when was that? Because
that was that time when Bill cooked the turkey.
Oh, when we had the Christmas dinner, yeah.
That was a year and a half ago or so.
Oh, yeah. So that was him. We didn't go very far when we were there. They took us to some place that was this big Italian.
Yeah, I forget. Remember I was saying, I can't remember the name of it. It's sort of a market style place that has all these little restaurants in it, and that's become popular in Toronto.
Very trendy.
There's several locations like that type of thing. And like the market's really expensive. So
yeah. It's like your high-end pasta. You pay for it by the piece.
Yeah.
Not quite, but it feels like that when you see the price on it, you go, whoa.
Yeah, I gotta try stay safe in downtown Toronto. It's not like in Australia, it was the knifing that everybody was all upset about. Here in Toronto, there's people that get shot. So
yeah. Carol asks, does the vodka actually make the fabric stiff or just give it body? I'm not sure, Carol, because I tried it once when I first got into quilting, and I tried it from a recipe that somebody else gave me, and it involved boiling vodka and there was flour in it.
Well, then if you boil vodka, then that would
Would take all the
kill
alcohol out.
alcohol out.
Well, you
And
you boiled water and you added in. I forget you had to cook it. I remember
well,
that.
I wonder if that has anything to do with somebody trying to duplicate a starch product that smells alcoholic.
Well, why would you want it
I
that
don't
way?
know.
I don't know.
Unless anything that's got alcohol in it would evaporate faster. But like Amy, vodka has. If you buy regular vodka, it's only about 40% alcohol. So the other 60% is
Yeah.
water. So
Well, according to one person on the pop up yesterday, said you had to use a vodka that was made from potatoes because I guess there's more
starch in
natural
it.
starch in it or whatever. I don't know. In my way of thinking,
It's a waste of vodka.
well, yeah. Well, you can use rubbing alcohol too, apparently. And then I found another recipe that seemed very popular. It didn't have any alcohol in it whatsoever. It was a combination of cornstarch, water, and it may have just been cornstarch and water.
Yeah, because I would think that would. I mean, it's starch. Right?
Yeah.
So, or you could get some other kind of starch.
Marjan says no boiling. And yes, it makes the fabric stiff.
Hmm.
I don't know. Okay, it's just me. But I hear a lot of people say they use a lot of starch when they're sewing because they like their fabric really stiff and it gives them more precision on what they're sewing. I don't know. I have not found that a plus. All it is eat up more time. I don't know. Maybe it may be just me, but
I mean, if you use if you don't wash your fabric to begin with, your fabric's already a little bit stiff, right?
is it
Because
still
it's got
sizing in it?
right? But
And maybe that's the people that are using the starch. Maybe they wash their fabrics
yeah,
beforehand. And of course, that's a whole controversy, anyways, isn't it? There are those who say you should always wash your fabrics before you start cutting them and everything like that. And there's others like me who say, yeah, the hell with that. And we don't do it. So, I mean, and there's no right or wrong way, whatever works for you. And it's the same with this starching. I will use acorn pressing solution if I have seams that are not cooperating with me in terms of laying flat. I will use that because that stuff works really well with that. Sometimes I will actually spray a whole block after I've gotten it sewed together as well to stiffen it up when I'm squaring it up a little bit. But for the most part, I don't use anything.
yeah. Marianne said that that cornstarch is bad because it could lead to bugs.
Yes, and actually, somebody online said that as well, and they also said that it can go moldy when you're storing it. But somebody else said if you add a little lemon juice to it, but in my way of thinking, is it really worth it? I don't
Like, I
know.
mean,
Maybe it is.
I don't know. Maybe there's a starch product that's not organic or not like that bugs don't like. I don't know. But I would think that like a commercial starch product would be good or whatever.
Well, yeah, but but the problem, what people are saying is it's become very difficult to find liquid starch that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. There's even powdered starch that you mix up, and I saw it too, but it was kind of expensive. And when you work the math out, according to the directions on it, it was just as much as if you bought it already ready mixed up. So I don't know. I don't look for starch.
Actually, I don't use starch products, so I've
Yeah.
never used it. And I've used occasionally I've used a spray to help relax fabric for seams, but I've used Marianne's Best Press or I've used Acorn pressing solution. So
Yeah.
and I don't really care. I
No.
mean, as long as it works.
I mean, there's Best Press, which is supposed to be a starch alternative, but I don't like Marianne's Best Press because it's got formaldehyde in it, and I find it makes me sneeze when I'm using it. And I used it all the time when I first got into quilting because everybody said you should,
No.
and I didn't know any difference.
So Nancy Gardner says that she's like you. She doesn't wash the fabric. She doesn't like to starch.
If I have folds
Uh,
that won't iron out, I'll use a product, but other than that, I don't use anything. Yeah, that's when I use the acorn. If I've got some wrinkles in the fabric that I can't get out when I'm ironing it, then I will give it a little spurts of acorn pressing solution. That usually does the trick. Um, Now, Marjan says I starch after I sew to keep seams good. I'm not sure what you mean by keep seams good. Do you mean like, is it keep them flat so that they don't start to rise up with you, on you, or whatever?
well, you mean after you sew and iron, you obviously must iron with your starch or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just never have used it. I'm learning something here. Carol says Stayflow liquid laundry starch was discontinued by the manufacturer. The fumes from Best Press burn my eyes and nose. Yeah, that's the formaldehyde that's in it.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, so I don't use that anymore. And I did have a big jug of it at one point. I don't know if I still do or not. I may have
I
thrown it
have a
out.
bottle of it that I use sometimes, but I don't use. I don't do that much, and
No.
I pre-wash all my fabric before I make a shirt or something
But
out
it's
of it.
different when you're doing garments.
Yeah, I know it's not the same.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Oh, yeah. Marchand says, yeah, for flat seams. Yeah. And Karen, she says she's a heavy start. I'm a heavy starch and use Stayflow. I cannot find it in any stores now. I have not looked online yet. It's helped me with more accurate cutting and less fraying. Yeah, well, I've heard people say that for the cutting, that's why they do starching too. And I have used the Acorn Best Press for that. If I'm going to cut something that the fabric feels a little bit, flimsy. I mean, I always buy quilting cotton. I don't buy cheap fabric, but sometimes, not all are the same. They're not all the same.
Yeah, Barb says she just sprays it with water and then irons it, and
Yeah,
that usually that works quite well too. So
yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's whatever works for you. Whatever you're most comfortable with that you like, you go for it.
and I suppose what happens is somebody gets used to using a certain product and then it suddenly disappears. It's hard to get used to something else.
Yeah. Lizette says I pre-washed quilty gifts before presenting to the recipient. They won't be exposed to best press ingredients. Yeah, well, I always do that too. I always wash my quilts after. I didn't used to. When I first got quilting, I was afraid to because I thought, oh, what if the color runs? What if it shrinks up? What if my seams come open? No, I'm over all of that now. And I always wash my quilt right after I've quilted it. I throw it in the washing machine and wash it on like an express cycle. And yeah, and I don't have any problems. Only one quilt I've had a problem with. And it's one I told you about a few weeks ago, I think, on Idiot Quilter. I had a quilt of Valor that had red in it, and I had forgotten the backing was red. And I had washed that backing because I remember when I bought it at the quilt store, they said, before you use this one, you're going to need to wash it 2 or 3 times because this is definitely over dyed and, do that. So I did, and I had color catchers in with it and the whole bit, and I thought it was fine. So when I took it, and the quilt's been sitting here for a while, and I thought, well, before I give it as Quilts of Valor one, I'll just give it another wash because it's been sitting here for about a year and a half, 2 years or whatever, and I kind of forgot about it actually. And when I was organizing my quilts and that, I thought, oh yeah, well this one's be fine for Quilts of Valor. So I threw it in the washing machine with a couple of color catchers. That's my usual procedure. When I took it out, yeah, all the white pieces on it now have a light pinky tinge to them, and I went, oh crap. So I don't think that one's going to go as a quilt of valor because I don't think I want to present a vet with a pink quilt, even if the vet's a woman, with that kind of thing, because it's kind of obvious that it was a color run. Plus, on top of it all, if they wash it again sometime, there may be more color. Even though that thing's been washed, that backing fabric's been washed now like 4 or 5 times out of it. So, no, that one is not going to go anywhere. Um, Kathy says, happy anniversary to both of you tomorrow. Thank you, Kathy. Like we said, that's not a biggie for us. That was just payback when the gifts came. Walter keeps pointing because this thing keeps trying to throw up an ad, and we can skip the ad. They've come up with a thing on that, which is not bad. At least YouTube must have heard people bitching about having ads during their lives. So, anyways, I think I let one slip through earlier because I could see it on my iPad. So yeah, so tomorrow we're going downtown Toronto, walk around and whatnot, and
It's more visiting.
Yeah, it's more visiting with Bill and Mark because we don't see them on a regular basis. We usually see them about twice a year. One, one part of the year they come out to our place. The other part of the year we go to their place, and we just spend a day, stay overnight, leave the next day, kind of a deal. But we drink a lot of wine and laugh a lot with it. So yeah, they're probably, I guess they'd be our oldest friends, kind of a thing. In the gay world, that's
longest friends and oldest.
Yeah.
Well, not as their oldest, but longest friends.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do we have any friends older than them?
I don't know if we have any friends at all.
I was going to say, I don't think we have any friends. No. They don't like you. No.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Sure. So anyway, let's see. Did I mention hate mail? I can't remember if I mentioned this on the live last week or not. I don't think I did. I got a hate mail. And about...
Yeah, I think you did talk about
Did I talk about the one that said that only God is perfect, I make mistakes, and charity loves my imperfection? It's a shame you can't accept that? Did I talk about that? Yeah. Okay. But anyway, so we don't need to talk about that anymore. What we need to talk about, though, is what's going to happen next week on our live. There may not be one. At least if there is one, it won't be here. Because next Sunday, we're leaving for Berlin, Ohio, as you know. Amish country to do some shopping and whatnot. And then while we're down there as well, we're going to, after a couple of days, we're meeting up with Stephanie to spend some time with her as well. We're excited about that and looking forward to it. So what are we going to be doing about our live? Well, we will try on the Sunday night from our hotel room. It may not be at 4 Eastern time. It might be a little later. I don't know. It depends on all kinds of factors in this. And it depends on our internet connection and all that stuff. So, yeah. Just stay close to your computer or your television set and hang on the edge of your seat. Don't go out anywhere. Don't cook dinner. Do nothing. Just be glued to your devices so you won't miss it when we come on.
No, we won't be driving a buggy.
No. No buggy for us. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. Kind of looking forward to this little getaway as well. We're staying actually at the hotel that Stephanie's spring retreat next year is going to be at. So we're checking out the facilities there because, of course, that we will be at that retreat because I'm teaching at it as well. And so I want to see what it's going to look like. And so I can plan accordingly for all of that.
Yeah, and we've never been that area.
And we've never been there. And there's lots of quilt stores, apparently. So, of course, they do roll up the streets at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we have found. And on Sundays, nothing's open in there. But
so we'll be the right age for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, and while we're down there as well, as far as my regular weekly videos go, well, they won't be. But we will try to possibly at least do something and post it maybe every day while we're down there. Kind of like what we did with Australia, too. Which reminds me, you got to get our SIM cards or electronic SIM cards for our phones and everything like that. So anyways, that's our plan then. But my regular videos, my vlog will go up tomorrow. The Idiot Quilter will go up on Tuesday. Actually, I've already done the Idiot Quilter and I scheduled it because I knew I wouldn't be home until I'm not sure when on Tuesday to do it. Friday, we will have So Chatty. I'm hoping we're going to be starting our series on sergers. I have a plan. I haven't gotten over it with Walter yet. So we still have to discuss that, but we're going to start that. So chatty this past week was Walter doing buttonholes. And yeah, so that's what's coming up. So, anyways, we have an evening in front of us to so I can be wined and dined by my husband. There'll be a lot of whining. It'll come from me. Or whatever. So thank you everybody for your birthday witches. I only have one beer.
Wishes.
Haven't even finished yet. For your birthday wishes, and thanks to all those that showed up for Pop Up So Day yesterday. That was fun, and hope everybody has a great week. And we will see you from Berlin, Ohio, hopefully next Sunday. So have a good one, everybody.